Okay, so if you came across this video, you're most likely wondering how to do the oil change on your 2024 ZX-6R. I have my 40th edition here with me today, so I'm gonna kind of quickly go through the oil change just because I've hit my 1,000-kilometer break-in period and I gotta flush out that factory oil that comes with it. So I'm also gonna kind of list out everything I have with me. As well, I'm gonna be using my Insta360 Ace Pro to kind of get that close-up footage where this camera won't go. This one will be able to, so if the footage does seem weird in coloring, it's that. It's just, I can kind of flip the screen up and still see, so perfect. Other than that, let's just quickly go through what I have in front of me and we'll go from there. All right, so to start off, we have our gloves because no one wants oil on their gloves, in addition to a socket wrench and a 17mm socket for the oil drain plug. Additionally, we're gonna have a funnel to kind of put the oil back in. Paper towel in case there is any messes that need to be cleaned up. Oil drain pan. Then we have Multol, I butchered the name, Multol 7100, 10W40, 100% synthetic oil, K&N oil filter, and then I have my Work Pro oil filter wrench because I know taking off this oil filter right in there, that's where it is on the bike, it is a hassle and a half. So we're gonna kind of go through everything and hopefully it all makes sense. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get your oil drain pan to a nice position, as when you unplug the oil drain pin or the oil drain nut or plug, that is right here, that oil is gonna shoot right out. So you want to be able to ensure that it gets caught. I have my bike up on rear and front stands to minimize or make it kind of easier for me to get the pan underneath. So I'm going to throw some gloves on and then let's drain this oil for you guys. Okay, now there is a washer and a nut, so you kind of want to make sure that you don't lose the washer or the nut. So take your time. And just like that, that oil is now flowing. So what I like to do is kind of clean off the washer and the nut, just so it's not dirty, and or I'll place the clean washer and a nut just on a paper towel. So I'm just gonna let that kind of run and drain out, and then we can go from there. So what I think is kind of underrated about the ZX-6 is the oil filter. Although it's in a weird spot because you have your couple cables in the way, it's not anywhere where you have to take the fairings off. Kind of simplifies the process. What me and my buddy did on his when we changed it is we put cardboard with a little bit of aluminum foil on it, just so it didn't run onto the engine and minimize any of that kind of oil going everywhere. So it's kind of just, I don't want to say a pro tip, but a side tip that you can give a try as well. The oil is basically almost done. I'm gonna drop the front stands just so I can make sure all the oil comes out. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and loosened up the oil filter, and I'm gonna slide the St. Anne's mac and cheese box back underneath it, because now I'm in the position for it to be do it by hand. Boom. Almost there. And you know what? Just to be safe, I'm gonna throw some gloves on. Yeah, you can see the oil. I didn't catch all the oil, so it is kind of running down on my bike. So I'm gonna try and give it a spray down. And yep, there the oil goes. So oil filter's off. You can probably hopefully see it running off the St. Anne's box. I'm gonna have to clean off and spray it down the bike because it looks like I didn't get all the oil, but nothing's perfect. We tried. So bright side, I have some napkins with me, or paper towels, whatever you want to call it. I'm just gonna go in there quickly and wipe it down, and then we'll go through kind of filling everything back up and reinstalling stuff. So basically what I'm doing is just wiping it down as best as I can. I know there's a bunch of oil that kind of fell down in there somewhere, but can't cry over spilt milk. All right, with as much cleanup as possible, we're gonna go ahead and install the drain bolt, and the washer. Like I said, you want to make sure you kept these intact. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these back on, just gonna raise up the front end, and we'll go from there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is just wipe off any dripping oil so I don't have to worry about it. Still gonna be some coming out, nothing in life is ever perfect. Gonna hand tighten on the drain bolt, and then with your 17 millimeter socket, just go ahead and tighten that bad boy back up. Nice and snug. Now I went with the K&N Performance oil filter. To be very honest with you, I went with it for the simplicity of the bolt at the top. So in future cases when I have to change it, it won't be such a hassle. Take a little bit of old oil, dab it on your finger, and just rub it around the top. Get it all good to go. Excellent. And once again, I'm just gonna clean up a little bit of the oil that's in there. We're gonna go ahead and tighten that on. So it's gonna be the same 17 millimeter socket to go ahead and reinstall or kind of tighten down the oil filter. Now, it doesn't have to be super tight, just until it feels pretty snug, and then you're good to go. As I've been doing, wipe up any extra oil best as you can. But at the end, you could absolutely go ahead and spray down the bike. And now we're just gonna go ahead and top up the oil on the other side of the bike. So I know some people might ask, for the oil filter, you want to torque it to about 13 foot-pound. And then for the engine oil drain bolt, you're gonna wanna torque it to about 21 feet-pounds. So if you have a torque wrench, go back and torque it. But like always, check your owner's manual. Pro tip, depending on where you store your stuff, I always like to try and give my funnel a clean, just in case there's anything that was inside of it, dust, debris, anything of the sort that I really don't want to go inside my engine and kaboom it. So, get you guys in here. On this bike, the oil fill cap right here, just kind of twist her off. You'll see, put this aside, don't get it dirty. You're going to put your funnel inside of the fill. And I'll show you guys after, but we're gonna do 3.1 liters of Moltol. So bear with me while I get this all off. Here's measurements on the side. I'm gonna go by 1 liter at a time, just to make sure I don't overfill it and go through the work of having to try and empty it out. So we're gonna do 1 liter, and we'll just check back each time to make sure that we aren't overfilling it. So once your oil's been all filled up, perfect. What you're gonna do is you're gonna close it, make sure it's done securely. Nice little hand tight. And you're gonna wanna start the bike and let it run. You're gonna check for drips basically anywhere. Now I know that with running it right now, I'm gonna smell some burning oil. Nothing I can really do about that until I spray the bike down. So I'm just gonna do that quickly and then hope for the best. So yeah, I'm just gonna give the bike a spray down, just so I don't have oil everywhere. Head rush from being down on the ground for so long. Pause. Yeah, but thanks for sticking around. Many more videos to come. I gotta install a radiator guard. Gotta put on my exhaust. I got the update from the distributor that it actually comes in on Thursday. So gonna go pick that up, and then we'll do a little install, because this bad boy's gotta go. That boombox, and then we're gonna demolish the second cat. That's like where it's like right there. Yeah, right there somewhere. So we're gonna take all that out, and then hopefully you guys heard me when I was right by the exhaust. But other than that, yeah, thanks.